citizens. But very unfortunately, you got those questions. Yes. So your presentation was very good. You have a very audible voice. I like that. And I like your presentation. I like your presentation because it was full of gestures and everything. Thank you. You were on point, and I pray you go through. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tisha,
Sir?
did you rehearse very well
Yes, please.
according to your time? From the moderator, you were to use 3 minutes, but you make use of the preamble. Your preamble was too long, just trying to impress people, but it was taking a lot of your time. So next time when you are debating, you be time conscious. Then also concerning a fact that you tried to bring out some info on the NSA issue. Instead of 80,000, you said 800. If it were to be 800, there wouldn't have been any alarming issue. It's 80,000. So get your facts straight. Apart from that, I don't have anything against you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That is from our judges, their views and comments. Ladies, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now remember, Miss College Ghana is being streamed live on Facebook and on YouTube. Miss College Ghana. Miss College Ghana. So just go out there, share, and let others also share in the joy of this wonderful TV reality show. Now we're moving on to the next set of beautiful ladies, the second to contest right here. And it's on the topic, social media is the canker deteriorating Ghana societies. Help me welcome Anna and Frumpoma as they debate for and against. Anna and Frumpoma.
Loving you, girl, no girl, only day. I do my more day every day. I need no one like I need ya. Oh no, no. Loving you, girl, you get the pom pom, yeah. You can know how I want the pom pom, yeah. Oh, I need no one like I need you. Oh no, no. Oh, so I body down and come my lover. Make a dirty you well with my love, la la la. Now say for my blessing, you come on, good sin, good sin. No be passing, good sin, good sin. No be passing, good sin.
So that's Anna and Frumpoma. Welcome, ladies. And how you doing?
I'm very well.
What should people expect?
They should expect the best from me.
The best from you. And you are
Hannah.
Hannah. Frumpoma, welcome. And what should people expect from you?
Nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best. Now, debating on the topic, social media is the canker deteriorating Ghana's society. We have 3 minutes each, for and against the motion. Let's get going now.
Every new technology is a foreseen bargain. It gives something, but it takes something away. This statement was made by Niall Postman. The moderator, honorable judges, opposition speaker, members of the House. All protocols duly observed. Good day. I am in the person of Frimpoma Nanekia with the state name Frimpoma. And today I'm elated to be speaking for the motion that social media is a cancer deteriorating Ghanaian society. The House, please permit me to explain certain keywords in the motion. to Google, social media refers to an interactive online platform where users create, share, and engage with content and communities. Also, according to Cambridge Dictionary, so deteriorating refers to the process of getting worse or less value. And lastly, according to Oxford Dictionary, society is described as the aggregate of people living together in a more or less ordered community. One may ask, what do I mean by saying that social media is a cancer deteriorating Ghanaian society? This is disseminated that social media is slowly but surely eroding or ruining Ghanaian society. The harm it causes is bigger than any good it does. The moderator, the rapid proliferation of social media platforms has transformed the global landscape, and Ghana is no exception. I strongly believe that my opponents will hypocritically say that social media is not a cancer deteriorating Ghanaian society because it facilitates communication, it provides information, and it connects people. Yes, it does all these, but a growing body of evidence suggests that the social media is acting as a cancer that is deteriorating or ruining the Ghanaian society. The moderator, to commence with, one of the ways social media deteriorates Ghanaian society is the detrimental impact of social media on the cultural identity. This is viewed from the perspective that the social media dissolves Ghanaian culture. The moderator, please allow me to ask my opponent a question. When was the last time she took perceived with Kontomire Abomu? I bet she would prefer taking fried rice or indomie, of which she thinks is expensive than the ampesi. You see, platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and the like bombard young people with Western lifestyles and beauty standards, pushing them away from Ghanaian lifestyle. Even now, we no longer listen to our own indigenous songs. As Chimanda Ngozi Adichie warned, quote and unquote, there's a danger of a single story. This weakens national pride and erodes valuable tradition. At this point, my opponent, don't you think the cultural identity of Ghana is at stake? Furthermore, the moderator, another point to consider is the integrity of information. Social media spread lies, undermining our democracy. Algorithms prioritize shocking content, even if it's false. The vice president.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To the audience, 2 questions before we get to our judges.
Rempoma, how can the spread of misinformation on social media be effectively addressed?
Please come again.
How can the spread of misinformation on social media be effectively addressed?
Please, we can create policies that will guide people on how to address things. Because if you put something outside, recently they posted that the vice president of Ghana is dead. So if there are policies that tells people that if you do this, you get this, it will deter people from doing that thing. Thank you.
Let's get to the second.
Frimpoma, please, you said something about social media influencing the meal that we eat.
Pardon?
You said something like social media influencing us on the meal that we eat. Okay, so I want to ask you, how will social media influence you about the food that you are craving this evening? for you to change what you eat?
Please,
How will social media change the food that you are craving for right now for you to go and eat another one or different one?
okay. When you go on social media, you see a lot of food, a lot of people prioritizing things over there. Some people want what they see on social media. Maybe your mommy prepares food for you, but they will say that I saw this online, so I want to take the same thing that I took online.
Okay, so you mentioned the whole situation about society. So society is something in general without exception. Do you understand? You said how social media is causing cancer on our society, so it's in general without exception. So let me say my mother who is not using a smartphone to go on social media, how is the social media affecting or doing bad things to her?
Okay, indirectly, it is affecting her because the people around her, she's living within a community. They are practicing so she indirectly practices what they are doing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. So, thank you so much, our distinguished audience. Let's get to our judges for their comments and views.
Okay, thank you, Hannah. I like your outfit. Right. So you had a very good presentation. Just like my other colleague said, your timing. So you had just 3 minutes. I hope you were informed before coming. And you spent so much time on the cultural influence. And it took away all your time. So you couldn't give us so much points. But it was very good. Your presentation was very good. But you should also check your voice. You know, you have a very low voice. So when you are speaking, just get close to the microphone so that the audience can also get you. I think with that, you are good. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. So now let's get to Anna, who is actually in for the motion. Social media is the canker deteriorating Ghanaian societies. Anna.
Honorable judges, the moderator, esteemed opponents, the House, greetings to you all. I am Hannah Bodi Echampoma, a proud student of Seventh-day Adventist College of Education, Agona, offering BSc in Education, majoring Social Studies and minoring RME. Honorable judges, the moderator, I firmly speak against the motion that social media is not a cancer deteriorating Ghanaian society. Cancer, according to Oxford Dictionary, is in the metaphorical definition. Cancer can be described as something that spread the destruction, way like human social issue or destructive influence. According to Oxford Dictionary, social media refers to the website and application used for social networking. My argument will demonstrate how social media, despite its imperfection, it is a vital way of which we can influence our life. Sherry Tekel, a sociologist and a psychologist at MIT, she stated that, quote and unquote, technology doesn't change what we do, it changes who we are. Social media help us to connect with our families regardless of the distance. This highlights the potentials of social media to foster connectivity and communication. The House, please permit me to rebut on the fallacy that my opponent said, quote and unquote, spread of lies. We acknowledge the spread of misinformation. The spread of information is not a new phenomenon. As I continue, social media enhance communication and connectivity. Social media breaks down geographical barriers and foster communication, unprecedented communication and connectivity within Ghana. It connects people across different religions, allowing families and friends to stay in touch regardless of their distance. My opponent said that social media is a cancer deteriorating Ghanaian society. But I would like to ask her a question, my dear opponent. Don't you use social media? Don't you enjoy TikTok? This picture or this TikTok page is my opponent of how she used social media to help to talk to people, to solicit votes from them in this year's Miss College Ghana. Moreover, social media facilitates education and information dissemination. It provides access to education resources, promotes knowledge sharing, and facilitates public discourse.
Thank you. To the audience, all right, so let me take.
Okay, thank you very much. I think you stood in for social media and its related advantages as far as the society is concerned. I wanted to know, relating to the negativity issues on social media, example, cyberbullying and relationship strength on focus, what can you say to buttress your advantages of social media? What do we need to do to take away the disadvantages that we encounter in relating to social media?
All right. So we need to educate people. There should be a media literacy for every individual so that we know the benefits or how to use our social media.
Thank you very much. Personally, I think social media is a distraction. How is it beneficial for learning? Thank you.
All right, for instance, maybe when I'm in Tafo and my lecturer is in Accra and he can't come to the lecture theater, definitely he's going to use the online. We can use the Zoom meeting he can use it to teach us, and we can impact knowledge in that. So I think social media helps us a lot in education purpose.
Thank you. To our audience, now to the judges, we'll take. I know Bobby One will do that for us.
From Puma. Were you doing presentation or you were debating? You were debating. But your eyes were glued to your script. Okay. Apart from that, your presentation was okay. And you tried as intelligently as possible to dodge the question that the gentleman gave you. You really outwitted us, so it's okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our audience and to our judges for your comments and views. Now moving on to the next set of beautiful ladies here to battle it out on the motion and against the motion. Now, before we do that, let's go for a quick breather. When you come back here, the show continues. And we say Miss College Ghana 2025 is streaming live on Facebook, on YouTube, Miss College Ghana. When you come back here, so much more. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And let's introduce the third set of ladies. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Miss College Ghana 2025, the debate episode, and I know you're enjoying the topics thus far. Now, introducing the third set of ladies for the third contest, including the topic that they are debating on is Ghana's education system in its current form. Is the cause of country's unemployment crisis and the widening economic inequality that fuels inflation. Now, for and against the motion, let's welcome our beautiful ladies, Afiba and Araba.
Ladies and gentlemen, so many people around.
Put your hands together for them.
I'm letting strangers in my house, but I don't know. It's me. You got some problems, but I get it.
So that's our beautiful ladies, Afiba and Araba. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
And what should people expect today? Afiba.
Nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best. To you, Araba. The best. Now let's get to the podium and start with the debate. For and against the motion. Afiba. Give it up to her.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I greet you all. My name is Vera Sechim with the stage name Afiba. I'm here to speak for the motion. Ghanaian education system is the cause of the country unemployment crisis and the widening economic inequality that fuels inflation. The moderator, panel of judges, opposition speaker, members of the House, the motion before us is, I quote and unquote, Ghanaian education system is the cause of the country's unemployment crisis and the widening economic inequality that fuels inflation. I stand firmly in support of this motion and will demonstrate how the education system in its current state fails to equip students with the necessary skills for the job market. To begin with, the Ghanaian education system focuses on theory over practicals. The Ghana education system focuses on theory over practical. The curriculum emphasizes on the theoretical knowledge over practical skills and vocational training. A typical example is the exams. The system heavily relies on exams to assess students. This leads to a focus on memorizing and rote learning rather than hands-on experience and problem solve. Again, there is unequal access. The quality of education varies greatly with disparities between urban and rural areas and between public and private schools. This creates unequal opportunities. Those with better education are exposed to better opportunities, whilst others are left behind. Moderator, there is mismatch of skills. The education system often doesn't equip students with the practical skills needed by the job market. This leads to a surplus of graduates with qualifications that employers does not value, contributing to unemployment. For example, while the world shifts towards digital innovation, technology and renewable energy, our secondary and tertiary schools remain disconnected. Our schools lack computer labs and decode programs. Another major factor of the root cause of unemployment in our educational sector is limited vocational training. Vocational training, as we all know, focus on practical skills for specific jobs such as carpentry, building and construction, fashion designer, auto mechanic, etc. But in our educational structure, schools are for training, but in our educational structure, schools for this training are limited, leaving students unprepared for the workforce. Last, but not the least, is funding and resources.
Time up. Now let's get to our audience. Yes.
Hello. Please, concerning the private schools and the government schools. Please, can I? Okay. You made mention that the private schools, they benefit more than the government schools. How? And, okay, let me add something. You are for the motion, right? Meaning Ghana, the education here, it is not helping us because we base on the theory aspect, not the practical one. So in this way, how can you classify the private schools to be beneficial as compared to the government schools?
Okay, thank you for the question. As I said in my presentation, I was specifically talking about the urban and rural areas. So I said public and private schools because private schools, they have a lot of infrastructures. But when you go to some of the public schools, some of our students are sitting under trees where they are learning. But I've never seen a private school student sitting under trees learning because they are always prepared before they set up the schools. But when you go to the public schools, it's not that way. And private schools also have teachers, a lot of teachers. But when you come to the public schools, there is limited teachers. Thank you.
Okay. Please, you said Ghanaian schools focus more on the theory than the practicals. So I want to know that are there no jobs for the students who are learning the theory ones? And if there are no jobs, then why are we still learning the theory instead of the practicals? If you have a solution for this problem, kindly let us know.
Okay, thank you for the question.
You're welcome.
There is a job for them, but the reason is the theory aspect, you know what you are learning, but when it comes to hands-on experience, let's say you were a science, you offered science in school, you learned the theory aspect, you don't even know what is called, I'm sorry to say, you didn't do any practicals, but you went to field where they posted you. You are supposed to apply your hands-on skills. But because you didn't know anything about that, you are to apply the knowledge. And there is, like, it's not everything that you can apply your knowledge. Some things are to be hands-on experience. Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you to our audience, now to our judges. Your comments? Oh, we are done with two. It's not a question? Okay.
Afiba, I'm trying to understand you here. I've been on this stage before as a reigning queen. To all the contestants, please, I don't like how you are presenting the thing. If something is bothering you, put it aside. You get it? Right now, you're on stage.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you.
Afiba, are you nervous?
No, I'm not nervous. I'm not feeling well.
Okay. It has really affected you. From my observation, your flow of information wasn't all that good. Then your research ability too, not quite well. Then also, specifically, you didn't let us know whether you were talking about in Ghana here we have, I think, 4 stages of education. The preschool, the primary, that's the basic. Then we have the second cycle, and the university. Your arguments that you put out, there wasn't any clarity whether you were talking about the first cycle or the second cycle. Now, when you talk about the first cycle schools, the private schools have the facilities. When you're talking about the second cycle schools, the government schools, most of them have the facilities. It's only the hybrid schools that have more facilities than the government schools. So next time when you are making a presentation, please delve into your issues to do well. I wish you a speedy recovery.
All right, thank you. That's Afiba for you. Thank you, our judges and the audience. Now let's get to hear from Araba.
Ladies and gentlemen, my opponent wants you to believe that Ghana's unemployment crisis, rising of inequality, and inflation can be blamed or should be blamed on one scapegoat, which is the education system. But that is not just inaccurate. It is dangerously misleading. And it's like blaming the mirror for a bad haircut. Mr. Moderator, panel of judges, opposition speaker, members of the House, I respond to the name Faith Sampinto with the stage name Araba. And I fervently oppose the motion that Ghana's education system in its current form is the cause of the country's unemployment crisis and the widening economic inequality that fuels inflation. Almost everybody perceives that after attaining academic success, one must be employed by the government or by an institution, irrespective of the knowledge or the skills he or she has acquired in school. The moderator, the greatest ambition for getting education should be one finding him or herself capable for creating his or her own decent and independent source of survival. Education is not solely meant for employment. It is meant for identifying one's potentials and capabilities. The moderator, my opponent, stated that, as confused as she was, she stated that the Ghana education system only prepares the students for the white-collar jobs, ignoring the technical and vocational aspects. Well, it's an opinion. She can have it. But then I debunk by saying that over years, the Ghana education system has evolved and developed. And there have been reforms like the free SHS policy, expansion of technical and vocational education training, and implementation of STEM. These are proactive steps that clearly align learning with the job market needs. Furthermore, the mindset of graduates that they should be employed by the government or an institution after schooling or after graduating should be changed. Until this mindset is changed, high employment would still be with us. If everybody finds something doing, the rate of unemployment will go down drastically. Mr. Moderator, the moderator, before I conclude, I would like to educate my opponent on some facts, which I firmly believe that she doesn't know. Because if she does, she wouldn't be here throwing dust into our eyes. And these facts are also evidences to my presentation. First of all, every year, 9,000 teachers are absorbed into the Ghana Education Service. And 22,000 nurses and midwives are also employed in the private and public health sectors. And there is a handsome number of personnel striving in the TVET, that's the technical vocational training, and other sectors like the bank. These people went through the same education system my opponent is undermining. Why then do we say that unemployment is the cause of, Ghana's education system is the cause of unemployment? Why do we say that? In conclusion, pointing to the education system as the main culprit of Ghana's unemployment, it's misleading. It is just so misleading. The truth is clear, very, very clear. Unemployment, inequality, and inflation is the result or are the result of systematic economic failures. Let's face what is broken, but let's not break the bridge whilst we are still trying to cross the river. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thank you very much. Please, you were saying that teacher trainee students and nursing trainee students get.
I don't get you clearly.
You were saying that students who complete nursing training and teacher training get jobs after school. So a graduate who didn't attend either and also didn't do any practical work in school, but purely theory, after school, how are you expecting that person to be employed? Because the person is not having any skill that is coming to you or she's coming to use for daily living. So how are you expecting that person to also live a life as you're talking about?
Okay, thank you so much for the question. If you heard me well, I didn't say education or going to school doesn't provide employment. I said it doesn't solely provide employment. So the fact that you've been to school, you've been through the theoretical aspects, doesn't mean you're not going to get employment. But if the chances arise that you are not employed, you take advantage of the practical ones you studied to as a source of survival.
But I said the person studied purely theory.
Like what? A course like what?
Accounting.
Accounting.
Yes.
I debunk what you are saying by saying that accounting is not purely theoretical.
Okay, so yes. Can you give me facts about that? Because I'm an accounting student.
Okay. There are private sectors, private bank sectors that employ SHS graduates and even tertiary graduates. So if you complete school and you are still waiting for the government to employ you before you find something doing, while you can use the whilst you can use the moment to create something for yourself, it's your own cup of
So can you suggest one job for accounting student right now?
Yes, you can write application to private banks to be employed as an accountant.
What if I go and they don't employ me because it's already been recruited? What am I going to do?
You said what you...
Please spare your question. We go to school to acquire knowledge. So you can equally use that knowledge you've gone to acquire to do a handiwork. Thank you.
Okay, so accounting students have acquired many knowledge, but I don't have any skill that I'm going to use to do my job. And those who have the skill, who have started a business are not ready to employ me. You understand what I'm talking about? Those who have the skill and has opened their jobs, they are not ready to employ me. So how am I going to use the knowledge that I acquired in school as an accountant to earn a living? Do you understand what I'm talking about right now?
Okay, so hold on for me. So please, I would like to get the import of your question clearly. So are you saying that you went through tertiary education, which is the theoretical aspect only? And I don't know. It is highly impossible to be through the tertiary educational system in Ghana here without acquiring anything practical. Because one, there are internship programs that are designed for tertiary students. So if you belong to KNUST, if you belong to Kesbin University, any of the tertiary institutions, there are designed, internship programs that you need to take advantage of it. Because by the time you are done with school, if you have to go like 3 months, by the time you are done with school, you have about 2 or 1 year experience. Unless you decide not to take advantage of that, to convert your theoretical into something practical that you can use to your advantage tomorrow. Thank you so much. To you.
Okay, thank you very much. I also believe that education is to train the whole human being.
Sure.
Not really to get a white-collar job. I also believe that. In your presentation, you said until our mindset is changed. That phrase, I want to ask a question. What can we do? What would you propose we do? So, what would you propose we do as a nation to change the mindset of students that when I finish school, the government should employ me? If I don't get a white-collar job, it means I'm useless. Thank you.
Thank you. Now to our judges. This is the debate episode. Get it right. Yes. This is the debate episode.
Yes, Madam Araba, yes, I'm now feeling the debate. Yeah, you're a true debater. You know, debate is about being persuasive. And today you are actually persuading us, telling us a bit about education here in Ghana. It's quite unfortunate. I am not speaking for you, but people believe that after school, government should employ you. After school, government should employ. We are mentioning government. What about the private sectors? Are we talking about policies that's affecting the private sector or the government employing us? But I believe in the whole world, the government employment rate is very low. It is the private sector that's booming. And so I believe that we should be working towards the privatizing. Maybe we must be promoting private industries instead of pushing for government work. But I like your presentation. Your presentation, you're a very great debater. At least So I believe the other debaters will take a clue from what you just done, because you've really convinced us. You picked the points, and everything was very clear. Your voice very audible, and then your points were also very well understood. Thank you very much.
All right, so that's Ampon, Judge 1. And I know Bobby would want to add too.
Araba. I'm speaking tree here. Unim Abua Yarefo. Missy Unim Abua Yarefo. Your opponent is not feeling well, and you kept attacking her.
She was just confused. Even though she was ill, but she was confused too.
By the way, I didn't come here to judge you. I came here to learn more, and I've gotten one right now. Blaming the mirror for a bad haircut. Very, very, very impressive. Yes. I rest my case.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Afiba and Araba. Thank you so much, ladies. And just know that somebody won't be evicted today, because going to the finals, we're going to have 10 beautiful ladies. Now, we have 13 of them. So if you love to keep somebody in the house, just do the needful. Just keep voting for your favorite to be kept in the house. 10 will be through to the final. Now we have 13 of them, so 3 will be evicted today. And that's how it's going to be like. And we're having a great debate in here, and I know you're enjoying it as well. Now, most of the people in the audience are great debaters as well. Great debaters that we've gotten in the house. Now, moving on to the next set, which is going to be the 4th set of ladies for the next contest. And now, they are speaking on the topic, socio-economic challenges rather than peer influence are the primary drivers of the growing drug abuse problem among Ghanaian youth. Speaking for and against the motion, let's welcome our beautiful ladies, Jen and Ohima.
Tell me the truth. Am I not your son? Oh, am I not your son? Oh, God, juicy. Oh, Sessica Fatame. Oh, God, juicy. Oh, Sessica Fatame. Mi besica, Bizoya for you. Yes, a paper man, come in bed, yeah, plenty talking. Mi besica, Bizoya.
Welcome, ladies. So what should people expect today from you, Yen? Nothing but the best from me. Ohima, what should people expect today?
They should expect nothing but the best and what they wish for.
And what they wish for. Now, mounting to the podium, for and against the motion, our ladies get to speak to us now. Yen and Ohima.
Interaction between social and economic factors impacting individual communities. One factor, poverty and economic hardship. Members of the House, poverty and economic hardship are pervasive issues in Ghana frustration, and escapism. Drug abuse becomes a coping mechanism for many young people struggling to make ends meet. A study by the Ghana Statistical Service found that poverty rates among youth are significantly higher than the national average. This economic strain can push young people towards substance abuse. My opponent may argue that peer influence is the primary driver, but I encounter that employment rates are high and many young people are forced to engage in informal work. This lack of stability and security can contribute to feeling of hopelessness and frustration. Secondly, unemployment and limited opportunities. According to the International Labour Organization, youth employment in Ghana is a pressing concern. Limited access to employment opportunities can drive young people towards substance abuse. Furthermore, income inequality and social exclusion. Members of the House, Ghana's growing economy has not benefited everyone equally. Income inequality and social exclusions can exacerbate feelings of frustration among young people. When individuals feel excluded, they may turn to substance abuse. My confusing opponents may argue that peer influence is the primary driver, but socioeconomic challenges create an environment where young people are more susceptible to substance abuse. To recap the main points, judges, members of the House, and my confused opponents. Socioeconomic challenges are the primary drivers of the growing drug abuse problem among young Ghanaian youth. To effectively address drug abuse, we must prioritize socioeconomic development and provide young people with support and opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you. And that is Yen. And I understand the father to Yen is in here. Obetimi Asoyane and Weber. The father of Yen. Okay. Thank you. Now to the audience. Okay, let me pick.
Hello. Thank you very much. You've mentioned that poverty and economic hardship can influence drug abuse. I want you to elaborate on that. Thank you.
All right. So, okay, let me.
Hi, Ian. So I want to know that, I need to know what you're talking about. So for example, the relationship between BOG and IMF, how can it influence a mate attack to take in red? The relationship between Bank of Ghana and IMF, maybe Ghana is going for money from IMF because you don't have money to pay workers and a whole lot. How can it influence a mate at Tech Junction to take in red?
Now, but wouldn't him red?
Yeah. No, you have not answered my question. I'm saying that the relationship between Bank of Ghana and IMF, how can it influence a meta tech to take in red? Because a meta tech, they know IMF ne Ghana, a Bank of Ghana relationship and fan. Sikana ko bosi ono no then ebe mana enyam fa institution so no say e Ghana ko bosi dey care be nti na me ko pay red into me na emobo me. You understand what I'm talking about? So explain something to me.
All right, thank you. Now to our judges, your comments and views.
Yes, Madam Yin. Yes, you had a very good presentation. My issue was the linkage, your points, and then the topic itself. I was trying to link it to whether you are speaking against or for. Yes, yes. That was my challenge. But I think you did well. The other issue was the financial questions from him. So how will Bank of Ghana, IMF, let me just bring it down to your family. How will your father giving you money influence you to take red? If your father don't have that money, does it influence you to take this red or those things? That's how I understood his question. I think you were trying to outsmart it. But that's you've done well. Generally, you've done well. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That's Yen for you. Now, against the motion, let's welcome Ohima to the podium.
moderator, judges, members of the House, and my depressed opponent, the evidence shows that peer influence, not economic hardship, drives drug abuse among Ghanaian youth. For this reason, I urge you to reject the motion. Thank you.
I do believe this is the first person to stay within time. Now to our audience. Any question to Ohima? All right.
Hello. Will you say peer pressure is still significant when socioeconomic desperation leads individual to seek escape through drugs?
All right, so let's move on to our judges for a quick one.
Ohima, you look very resplendent in your dress, very sharp. I was going to defend you when your opponent started using the word confused opponent, confused. And I had a shock of my life that you had also armed yourself. Depressed opponent, depressed opponent. This is just by the way. The question that the gentleman asked, trying to portray that it's something well rehearsed. Because myself and my colleague here, we were trying to get the question. We didn't, but you were able to answer the question. How come? So what was the question? But you were able to answer. Jesus Christ. You see how well you have exposed yourself. That's okay.
All right, thank you so much, Bobby One. And when it comes to debates, it's only right to do your bidding right. And sometimes you may not get what was posed to you, but answer it anyway, regardless. And that's the best way to go. Now, quick reminder to all of us watching from far and near. The show is streaming live on YouTube and on Facebook. Miss College Ghana. Miss College Ghana. And 3 of these beautiful contestants will be leaving the house because we need 10 to move to the final stage of the competition. Let's go for a quick commercial break. When you come back here, the show continues. This is Miss College Ghana 2025. Thank you.
It's so easy. We do I'm Don't do me neke. 23 when I the ball, oh, no come best my bubble. Nobody knows tomorrow. When you see me, show me some love. Oh. I was dreaming for the corner, TM where better go. Show me middle finger to me ups, then I triple double my hustle. Oh. YK. Girl, them know my name. She wants it on my head. I dey preach like TDJ.
Welcome back to Miss College Ghana 2025. You are watching the show live on Kesbin Television, live on DSTV channel 364, live on GoTV channel 121, live on Facebook and YouTube. It's Miss College Ghana. And now to the fifth set of ladies for the fifth contest on the topic. Though regrettable, Ghana's reliance on foreign aid remains crucial to sustaining its development agenda. Now for the motion and against the motion, let's welcome Christine and Aussie.
She tell me that she never had it like this way. Yeah. So every day she calling me.
Now I've been flanked by two beautiful ladies. Christine, what should we expect today? Nothing but the best. To you, Aussie, what should we expect today? Nothing but the best. Now to the podium for and against the motion, Christine. Let's welcome her.
Good evening, the moderator. Good evening, the moderator, panel of judges, members of the House. I am in the person of Christine, and I'm here to speak for the motion, quote and unquote. Though regrettable, Ghana's reliance on foreign aid remains crucial to sustaining its development agenda. The moderator, imagine a nation striving for self-sufficiency, struggling from economic shock and infrastructural deficits. Ghana, despite its rich resources and resilient population, still finds itself in such predicaments. Though regrettable, we cannot continue to depend on foreign aid decades after independence. The reality we must accept is that the assistance we get from this foreign aid plays a vital role in developing our country. My opponents may say that foreign aid has taken a lot from us, but I totally disagree with her. Yes, I disagree because foreign aid has really helped us when it comes to infrastructure, education, healthcare, and even governance. To support this motion, I begin with IMF's Extended Credited Facility. That's a lifeline for economic stability. In May 2023, Ghana secured a $3 billion loan under the IMF Extended Credit Facility to address its economic crisis. By December 2024, the IMF had approved the third review of this program. Releasing an additional $360 million, bringing total disbursements of approximately $1.92 billion. This fund has been
poverty and reducing inflation, stabilizing city, and restoring investors' confidence. Without this support, my opponent, may I ask you, how are we going to develop the country? I move on by giving the second point, which is foreign aid directly supports social development. Foreign aid isn't just about economic relief. It saves lives as well. In 2023, the World Bank provided $2,000 million to improve basic education, another $150 million to COVID-19 preparedness and vaccine delivery. The Global Fund and GAVI continue to fund malaria, HIV, and TB prevention, as well as child immunization. Under the World Bank Ghana Economic Transformation Project, it supports small businesses, designation, and financial inclusion. In African Development Bank, the African Development Bank has funded projects and extended electricity access and improved roads in rural areas. This builds local capacity, enhance productivity, and strengthen the system Ghana needs to one day move beyond aid. The moderator, judges, and the House, the moderator and the judges, while it is disheartening that Ghana continues to rely on foreign aid and from institutions like IMF, World Bank, and AFDB, has been instrumenting and stabilizing our economy until Ghana can fully harness its resources and achieve crucial components of our development agenda. Therefore, I stand firmly in support of the motion, quote and unquote, that though regrettable, Ghana's reliance on foreign aid remains crucial to sustaining its development. Thank you.
And that is Christine for you. Now to the audience.
Christine. Yes. Okay, so in your presentation, for me, I'm always looking forward to solutions. Okay, what can we do? What can we do? You said that we'll keep on relying on these foreign aids unless we learn to harness our resources. So, what would you recommend as a nation we do to harness these resources so that we can one day be on our own without this foreign aid?
Thank you for the question. Okay, so if I understood your question well, I think one crucial step Ghana can take is investing in capacity building and institutional strengthening. Yes, practically in key sectors like energy and infrastructure. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And now to our judges.
Yeah, so I like your presentation. The message was very clear to us. My observation, I was expecting you to hit more on the human resource, the other, because you were talking only on the financial and then yes. But you said certain things in here. I don't know if it was right to say that when I heard $2,000 million, I was a bit confused. Yes. And so you have to check your facts well, whether it's the right figure you are mentioning or the figures in there were wrong. And realize that mostly not all these funds are in monetary terms. Some are in equipment, like you said, infrastructure, health-wise. We don't produce MRIs, but we receive them as well. And so I was expecting you to hit. But you did well. Your presentation was very clear, and the message got down. Thank you.
Sorry. The figure was 200. Yes, it was a mistake.
All right, thank you so much.
The moderator, panel of judges, opposition speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. I am the person of Esla Okukwa-Senso, and I'm here to oppose to the motion that, though regrettable, Ghana's reliance on foreign aid remains crucial to sustaining its development agenda. Before I move to my point, I'd like to explain some key points here. When we talk about regrettable, it means causing or disturbing regret. And crucial also means being at very important decisions. Of course, Ghana isn't the only country that depends on foreign aid, but we can't only focus on advantages and leave its disadvantages. My first point I'd like to address is loss of autonomy. Someone might ask, what is autonomy? Autonomy is the right or condition of self-government. In this case, reliance on foreign aid can erode economic sovereignty, making it vulnerable to external influence. In this case, we are unable to cater for ourselves because of the people who help us. They make initiatives for us. For instance, let's look at IMF. Their aids comes with conditions. They help us to develop our country, but they also give us conditions too. They're able to dictate to our government to freeze employment opportunities. But let me ask you this. If we are able to dictate for ourselves, can someone tell us what to do? The moderator, ladies and gentlemen, then also, I'd like you to understand something very crucial here. Relying on foreign aid continues to add up to our debts. Do you know that Ghana's debt has risen to the extent that we are unable to calculate the amount that each person can be paid even if we are asked to? Our debts continue to soar higher and higher. So if we continue to rely on these foreigners for our sustainable development because of what they give us, though it could be crucial and critical, I say that these debts will continue to soar higher and higher. I wish everyone here will side with me that this motion is something which is very deceptive. Let's take a look at our brotherly country, Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso and Ghana are both countries that depend a lot on foreign aid. But nowadays, Burkina Faso has been enhancing so much when it comes to development. General Ibrahim Traoré in Burkina Faso, there has been a lot of advancement without them depending on the aid of foreigners. Let's have a look at the Ghana-Burkina Faso Railway Project. This monumental agreement between Ghana and Burkina Faso will help make importation and exportation and traveling easy without the aid of foreigners. The moderator, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I have touched on how the motion goes against our development by highlighting the following points: lack of autonomy, debt trust for the nation, inequity of resource distribution, and poor negotiation. I am very sure I've been able to convince you all to sit with me and side with the motion into van of oblivion. Thank you.
Now, to our audience. You have the opportunity to ask questions to our audience. All
while you were giving your speech, you made mention of the autonomy. So I want to ask if the Ghanaian leaders are given the full autonomy to decide and make decisions on their own, what difference will it make on the nation at large? What difference will it make on the nation at large? Yeah.
So you know Ghana is a democratic country. And when decisions are being made, I'm not sure that it will be made only endorsed by one person or two people. It's a group. So in all, those groups serve as voices for Ghana. And without interventions of any foreigners or anything, I think we can make decisions on our own.
Let me take the last one. And who is it going to be? Okay, you are there. Okay. Let's give the lady the microphone.
Can you come again? I didn't get your question.
I said in status quo, I think currently Ghana has all the resources it needs to have to be that reliant. Why are we not still reliant?
Why are we
Yes.
still reliant on ourselves or others?
On ourselves. That's your motion, right? Yes. So I'm asking, in status quo, we have other resources. Why are we still dependent?
Okay. So in my opinion, I think that in Ghana here, we have a lot of resources. And I believe that we have this mentality that without the aid of foreigners or without the help of foreigners, we can't do things on our own. For instance, there was a recent road construction at Burkina Faso where the general went for the aid of the foreigners. But then the amount they wanted to take was even more higher than the road construction itself. So he decided to use that money to rather buy stuff for the construction instead of paying them. So I think we have the money, but we think we don't have the ability to do it.
Thank you. And now let's get to our judges.
Have all the resources in Ghana here? Is that actually correct? Are you sure? Mostly we normally refer to the mineral resources. We have gold, we have this, and because of that we have all the resources.
Okay, so before you leave us, I understand your mom is in here. Yeah. The mother to Usla. Yes. Usla's mom. Yeah, mom, thank you so much. Usla. And Christine, thank you so much. Thank you. Now we're moving on. And just so you know, Miss College Ghana airs on Kesvin TV Saturdays at 9 p.m. and on Sundays at 5 p.m. Remember, Kesvin TV is on DSTV channel 364 and GoTV channel 121 as well. Now, going to the seat set of ladies for the C's contest. And they are debating on the topic, the concept of empowering women is a form of neo-colonialism that imposes Western values on other cultures. Speaking for and against the motion. Hold on. So speaking for and against the motion, let's welcome Redua and Nanadua.
I got a girl, she a London thing. She wanna roll and smoke one thing. I want to give her a diamond ring, but she say other girls like mine thing. She make my heart beat say like say boom boom. Next time you're gonna take you to boom boom. When we done we go home a boom boom. Hop on the wagon, baby say vroom vroom. Say please take a picture, check up, take a seat, take a picture. Say please take a picture.
Welcome, ladies. Nanajua, how you doing?
Good.
And what should we expect today?
Okay. If there is a word at the back of better, then that's what they should expect from me.
Something better. Please, can I have a microphone? To you, Redua, what should we expect?
Well, in as much as we are here to debate, I believe we are here to learn and
All right, so mountain to the podium. Speaking for and against the motion, the concept of empowering women is a form of neo-colonialism that imposes Western values on other cultures. Now, for the motion, Redua.
When empowerment becomes imitation, we lose the power of identity. Good evening, indefatigable moderator, distinguished educators, honorable opponents, esteemed audience. I greet you all. I am Redua, and today, before I speak about empowerment, let us reflect. Can a culture be truly liberated if its values are replicated and disrespected?
Today, we discuss not whether women deserve empowerment, because they absolutely do. But what kind of empowerment are we exporting, and at what cultural cost? I am of the affirmative stance of the motion that, quote and unquote, the concept of empowerment, empowering women, is a form of neocolonialism that imposes Western values on other cultures. Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana and the leading voice of Pan-Africanism, explained neocolonialism as a new form of imperialism that allows foreign powers to control formerly colonized countries indirectly, especially through economic, political, and cultural influence, rather than direct military or political rule. Empowerment, as dictated today, often demands that non-Western societies abandon their traditions, their beliefs, and also indigenous systems, not for the sake of true freedom, but for conformity of Western ideology. In the name of empowerment, cultures have been ignored, disrespected, rewritten, and erased, replicating the old patterns of colonial domination, only this time dressed as social justice. First and foremost, Honorable Moderator, cultural displacement masquerading as empowerment. In the rush to empower women globally, many Western programs dismisses traditional structures where women already held influence. In pre-colonial Africa, societies like the Igbo of Nigeria practiced dual leadership system where women governed alongside men. Among the Ashanti in Ghana, market women had queens that commanded massive economic power. We also have women who instill and distill, speaking about the Queen Mother. Now, why must a woman's success be measured only by Western corporate ladders and not by their mastery in their indigenous system? Furthermore, the House, economic dependence on the aid trap. It is important to note that women's empowerment is often tied to Western financial aid with conditions attached. According to the OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, in 2019, over $13 billion was directed towards gender equality aid globally, but 75% came with conditions by these donor countries. Instead of strengthening local models of empowerment, this forces recipient nations to adopt the Western style's gender policy. Another key point to consider is erasure of indigenous feminisms. Many cultures had their own ways of uplifting women, which Western feminism often ignores or overrides. In Samoa and Tonga, women traditionally held spiritual and political power before missionary enforced Victorian gender roles. Now, is it empowerment if it first demands the erasure of a woman's ancestral pride and identity? Today in Afghanistan, women's rights are a battlefield between local values and international fields. While education for girls is non-negotiable, the manner in which external powers try to impose models of feminism has provoked backlash, deepening cultural divides. Similarly, in African rural communities, initiatives like Girls Not Brides often faces resistance not because people oppose education, no, but because they resent Western paternalism. That tells them how to raise their daughters without engaging their traditions. Empowerment without listening, without respect, is not empowerment. It is colonialism reborn. I know that my opponents may say empowerment is universal. It is not Western. Well, if empowerment is truly universal, why does it so often come with Western languages, Western dress codes, and Western political ideology? I believe the late Ekuadonko, if was very educated, could speak English, and came wearing suits and everything, people might have considered her for the presidential seat. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1948 was dominated by Western voices. Today, I leave this question, and I state, true progress listens and it does. Ladies and gentlemen, I leave you with this. Is it truly empowerment if it demands the death of one's identity?
All right, so that's all about it. And let's get to hear from our audience. 2 questions. All right. Please, can we have the microphone?
Hello. You are looking beautiful.
Thank you.
So I believe that in the foreign world, they are very progressive in their ideologies, whilst in the third world countries, we are very conservative. In your statement, you said in the rush to empower, do you believe that cultures imported from the West, is it appropriate for us that we believe in conservativeness?
Well, I believe that when it comes to empowerment, it is really important, but it must not come at a cost where we lose our identity, where we lose our culture, where we lose our language. We must still have empowerment while using our deep-rooted belief from our own soils. Thank you.
Any other question from our audience? If not, then let's move to our judges for their comments and their views.
Read well.
Yes, please.
You were indeed lecturing us. You were lecturing us. I quite remember some time ago when I was marking some scripts. I didn't know where to ink the candidate. That was Wasi. I couldn't ink the script. And it seems it's resurfacing this time. I don't know what, I didn't write anything. I kept enjoying the presentation. Apart from she reading some from the script, which is allowed, she's done marvelously well.
That's Bobby one. Radio, may you resume your seat. And now, against the motion, let's welcome Nana Ajua to the podium.
My opponents, did I hear you saying that through the empowerment of women, we are being in love with the Western style of dressing? Need I have to remind you that we are exchanging cultures? Haven't you been seeing pictures and videos circulating with Western citizens being in kente clothing? I rest my case. The moderator, panel of judges, opposing speaker, members of the House, good evening. I give regard to the name Lawrence Yowusu, with the stage name Nana Ajua, and today I stand firmly to speak against the motion to quote, the concept of empowering women is a form of neo-colonialism that imposes Western values on other cultures, unquote. The moderator, before I go straight to my main arguments, permit me to elucidate some key terms in the motion. According to Oxford Learner's Dictionary, concept refers to an idea, whereas empowering women is giving women equal opportunities in education, occupation, political participation, and in all social activities. Neocolonialism refers to the use of cultural, political, and economic pressure to influence or to control other nations, typically former colonies. Western values involves the norms, beliefs that are widely recognized and practiced in European and American countries. The moderator, the motion simply means promoting health, rights, and addressing general well-being of women means we are forcing European norms and beliefs on other people in order to control them. The moderator, my first point against this motion is women empowerment is a global necessity, not a Western export. Empowering women is not exclusive to Western countries. Let's consider Rwanda, a non-Western country. During the 1994 genocide, women were actively brought to rebuilding the nation. Today, 61% of Rwanda's parliament members are women. This progress was not dictated by external pressure, but by internal necessity and societal resilience. Let's take Bangladesh too, a predominantly Muslim country with deep-rooted culture. Women have led the government for decades. Oh yes, for decades. And they've made huge gains in girls' education and maternal health care. The moderator, by framing women empowerment as cultural imperialism, my opponent is intentionally, but unfortunately, supporting some bad cultural practices. So the House, I ask, is banning female genital mutilation a Western or we are protecting women? I ask again, is opposing child marriages a form of neocolonialism? Are my opponents saying opposing child marriages is a form of neocolonialism? Culture is dynamic. Many harmful traditions were abolished by internal advocacy, not Western influence. To claim that challenging oppression disrespects culture is to prioritize culture over human lives. The moderator, panel of judges, opposing speaker, members of the House. To conclude, let us not mistake the fight for equality with neocolonialism. Let us instead ask ourselves, who loses when we label equality, opportunity, and the general well-being of women as Western? I hope your guess is as good as mine. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, and I do believe we've heard from Nanajua as well. Now to the audience, questions before we get to our judges for their views and comments. All right, please get the microphone to the students for me. Yes.
Thank you. So, Nanajwa, please, you said women must be empowered. So, how can women stand in solidarity with each other?
Okay. women can stand in solidarity with each other by we helping others for the hidden talents in them to come out, and also reaching out to the needy to help each other. Thank you.
Any other question? Then we move to our judges.
Nanajua, I believe your name Nanajua is important to you because you're a Ghanaian. All right, to my question, I believe that empowerment exists in different connotations, right? So must one exchange culture at the expense of the self?
Yes, because it promotes peace among each other countries. Thank you.
Now to our judges. Let's get to hear from them.
Just last week, I went to town to buy sandals. Someone somehow convinced me to buy shoes. And that's the beauty of this game. So I was forced to buy the sandals and the shoe.
Wow.
And coming back home, I was only 2 years. And that's what you've done.
Thank you.
It's getting hotter and better.
And it's arguable.
At first, I doffed my hat for Ridua. But Nanajua had convinced me. In fact, I would have wished Nanajua, Ridua, and Araba compete the next time, or a private debate organized for them. Seriously speaking, I'm not being biased here, or I am not prejudging, but they have exhibited true debating skills. Yes. Thumbs up.
Thank you.
Nanajua.
And this is the debate episode. Miss College Ghana 2025. Redua and Nanajua. They've got the whole house confused because it's very difficult to choose. But yes, still, if you're watching us, you know what to do to keep them in the competition, because 3 of them will be evicted after this very episode. So just keep them in the house, keep voting your favorite to be here. And we know we've gotten some wonderful students who are here to throw some weight behind Redua. Yes. From which school are you repping? From which school? Pavame RCAJHS. Okay. Thank you. And also, we have the parents to Nanajua also here. The father and the mother. Give us a wave. Okay. That's the mother and the father to Nana Ajua. And thanks for making them proud as well. And I know your students are proud of you as well. Wow. And talking about empowering women, then certainly Miss College Ghana, is doing that, empowering young women in Ghana. Thank you so much, Radio and Nana Joa. Now, let's go for a quick breather. And when we come back here, we have the last contestant.
Suddenly I be like Nepa Bill. I never sense, I never miss. I be smashing, I be killing everything. From Ikeja to Ojuwe, Nepa Bill. To the many places that I've never been. Remember this, I'm a king. I'm a legend in the making, I'm a champion. Remember this, I'm a king. I'm a legend in the making, I'm a champion. Remember this, I'm a king. I'm a legend in the making, I'm a
super good. Hey, I be finding silver lining where the mother said I need patience and no time, and I be reclining by design. I've been grinding for my needs. But a whip to give my nephew put the diamonds on my knees.
Me know the see so. And yana na mi be share no bia be to me fool. 99 solo ku me know the tree so. Maswan sana afi me share no sun so. Me do for me show we no bia me twe o. Me do da makoma so nti me metete o. My boys nya sese o. Mo frɛ wa cheche o. Odo de ku me ne sene ya wo sresre o. Oncheche mami anopa kata me ho anajofa ahofeche omo meka kaseda na wada pese hwan not you ase awon pa de pa ahofefa wa busu abra ye nom yesi kasa busu na je watuma ye nko hu sofo ampo oda ye sempa bo mu gu ahodo uhu guarantee kakra kan susu na eri bo senye hyenhye mo nyina na yeska kokko hey me ni wodo yi ansada so busy one just yeah bet me a hug it transformer when it would do it and son. Bad of it's my chest. Your back asset. You know they play my chumba rest. You see my volume. Bani bata mi kongono. Baby kongaso. You did see her. Me no fi kill am for my head. I need to know where you did. Oh yes, me all look again. Shabali don't know the day. Oh, when yes I know the day. I need to know what you did. Send me all look again. Shabali don't know the day. Oh, when yes I know the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Miss College Ghana 2025. And this is the debate episode. And I know you're enjoying from our debaters as well. Now, the last contestant who is actually mounting the podium is doing it as a single head. Now, she's going to be the last speaker, and she's coming to play the role of a gender minister addressing her community. Hence, the community members will be the audience. Now, speaking to us all, as we've gathered here, the role of women in nation building as a minister for gender and children and social protection on women's Now, speaking to us on the role of women in nation building as a minister for gender, children, and social protection on World Women's Day, let's welcome Annie.
I do my more day every day. I need no one like I need ya. Oh no no. Loving you, girl, you get the pom pom yeah. You can know how I want the pom pom yeah. Oh, I need no one like I need you. Oh no no. Oh, show a body down and come my over.
Annie, welcome. And what should people expect today as a minister for gender, children, and social protection?
Nothing but a top notch.
Now, mounting the podium, speaking on the role of women in nation building as a Minister for Gender, Children, and Social Protection on World Women's Day. Let's welcome Annie.
Honorable ministers present, esteemed guests, hardworking community leaders, women and men of this great nation, I greet you all. Before I start, I would like you all to respond to me when I say Emma, Monjeso Yesum. Emma. Emma. Thank you. Today, we join the world in a symphony of celebration, reflection, and action. World Women's Day is not merely a date on a calendar. It is a global affirmation that when women thrive, humanity thrives. This year's theme, Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress, is a clarion call. Why? Why? Because data from the World Bank shows that closing gender gaps in Ghana could add 9 billion to our GDP by 2030. In our historical content, our story as people cannot be told without the ink of women's contribution. Let us journey back. Yasanswa, the Edrusu Hima, did not just lead an army. She ignited a fire defense that still burns in our daughters today. Our grandmothers, the Kayayo of yesteryears, carried not just goods on their head, but the weight of the entire families on their back. Rebecca Nadede Aite, the powerful woman behind Ghana's 50 pesos queen, known as the Flower Queen, she was a shop businesswoman, a political influencer, and a fair feminist. Today, Ghanaian women, scripting new legacies, needs to be celebrated. Her Excellency Jane Nana Opoku Agyeman, our first Vice President, have paved way in political space for all ladies, indicating that it is possible for a lady to assume the highest seat of this great nation. I therefore conclude by saying, women are pivotal to nation building, not as beneficiaries, but as the active architect of this progress. Let us adopt the each one mentor one pledge. Every educated woman here, mentor a girl for 1 hour weekly. As we celebrate World Women's Day, let us recommit ourselves to promoting gender equality and empowering women. Let us work together and create a society where women can thrive, contribute, and reach their full potentials. Thank you.
Thank you. That is the last contestant. Now to the audience, the minister has spoken. Any questions to the minister? All right, please, can we have the microphone?
Hello. Okay, thank you for the question. I think we can do this through education and skills training. So in this process, I think the men can also involve themselves in it. Thank you.
If there are no other questions from the audience, now let's get to our judges. A quick one.
Thank you.
So we are done with the 13 beautiful ladies, and 3 of them will be evicted. An eviction will come off on the 9th of May, 2025, and there's going to be an eviction party, which marks the deadline of voting. So if you're watching, just keep voting if you really want to keep your favorite in the house, and you know what to do. Just make sure you vote and keep voting till the final eviction date is actually done with. Other than that, you may have your favorite going home and not making it to the final 10 who are going to make it to the final or the grand finale of Miss College Ghana 2025. Now, let's say thank you to our proud sponsors. By their fans, we're able to make you fans of Miss College Ghana 2025. Thank you to our headline sponsor, Ifie Bitters, also Ubetide, to Tasty Tom Seasoning Powder, to Tasty Tom Jollof Mix, to Traffics Studios, to Bad Technologies, to Sano Yogurt, to Shalom Bakery, to Laref Apartment and Airbnb, and production by Bliss 11. We capture your beautiful moments. And remember that Miss College Ghana airs on Keswin Television. We are live on DSTV channel 364, live on GoTV channel 121. This and every Saturday at 9 p.m. and on Sundays at 5 p.m. Let's also acknowledge the technical team or the production team making things possible. This production was put together by Bliss 11. We capture your beautiful moment. Lifestyle DJ behind the music that you are enjoying. MCR, Chene Fosu Bernard. Director and scripts by Nana Kwesi Fantastic. Floor management by Kojo Ade Moore. And set design by Horus Veco Craft. I have been your moderator for today's event. My name is Nana Osei. Just call me Mr. Bones, aka Mr. Incredible, SKA. Nasa. God bless you and keep you. Let's meet on the flip side of life. But you got to live long where you belong. Do no wrong as you live along. Just be strong like an nylon. But please and please, don't buy like a python. This is Miss College Ghana 2025. Let's go for a breather. When we come back here, we call it a wrap on the show.
I get my thought for my head, and nobody understands. Mama shako, 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 while I did for you. I get my thought for my head, and nobody understands. Mama shako, 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 while I did for you. Let me know if I embarrass you with my money. Girl, let's fly out to Paris. Let me know if I embarrass you with my money. Girl, let's fly off to Paris. Fly out to Paris, cruise Lamborghini Ferraris. In your tsunami, I want to swim with my baby. I get the money, find my demons on daily. Mama believe me, so I no needy, no.